Okay, here we go with the start of day 3. What you didn't see in between day 2 and today is the fact that we painted this boat. I didn't want to get any paint on the camera, so this is basically just the after pictures of the boat after it's been painted. You can see the trailer has been sandblasted and painted, and the boat was painted a nice red color. So now all we have to do is put it all back together and recarpet it. Now I say all we have to do, making it sound like it's a little task, but the work is still monumental as far as doing that. Don't know how long it's going to take. So the next step is get it ready for carpet, which means we're going to have to prepare the surface and lay some new carpet. Now we got to do the front deck, the bottom of the hull, the back deck, and this little part up here, which has probably got the most remnants of carpet on it. So we'll check in from time to time and we'll let you see how we're doing that. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm doing to prepare the surface for carpeting. I'm basically using this angle grinder with a little bit of a brush head on it, and I'm just going to smooth off the surface. You don't have to get all this stuff off, but just make sure all the loose pieces are off. And that'll be well prepared for when you lay your adhesive. So remember, always wear your safety glasses, especially when doing something like this. After you've prepared your surface by grinding it, the next step, of course, is to make sure you get all the loose material out of there. If you notice, I put this sweatshirt here just so I don't mar up the freshly painted surface. But that's the next step. Just make sure you get all the dust and debris out of there. Okay, once you get the hole or whatever area you're carpeting clean and dry, then you need to start working on fitting the carpet. The best way to do this is to take a piece of paper like this and make a template for your carpet. That way, Mom always told me, measure twice, cut once. In this case, pretty much measure 3 times, cut once. What you want to do is you want to rough in the paper and then make your final cuts wherever they need to go. Once you have a final template, you lay it on the carpet, and then you cut the carpet. It's always best, I say, give yourself an extra inch around the edges when you're cutting a carpet. You can always cut it to size once you get in here. Okay, as you can see, I've got I got that whole piece of paper in there. We had to join 2 together, and we have good tape on the joints, and then we had to do a little bit of a rough cut here for some of the wiring. But after you do all that, then it just comes right out, and then you lay it carefully on your carpet. And after you do that, see, it just comes right off. Lay it on your carpet, make your cut. Remember, give yourself an extra inch or so on each side, because you can always trim down, but you can't add more material. So this is a good template. That way you can have a good knowledge as to what the piece of carpet you're putting in looks like. But put this on your carpet, cut the carpet, make sure you have a good sharp knife, and there you go. Then you put your other carpet in and trim it up as needed. So that's the next step. As you can see, I've laid my template on the carpet, and the best thing to do is to have some sort of a piece of wood or metal to cut along. Since this is a rough cut, I am just going to use a piece of wood. Generally you want a nice straight edge that you can cut along, but this will do for now. Okay, I got this piece cut. It fits. What you want to do is you want to start with this edge here, and then line it up and cut all along that seam there. I left the sides, the top sides, a little long, so that way what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the adhesive on the bottom first, make sure that's set, and then come back and and do the sides. Now I'm going to leave it a little bit unglued on the side, that way I can put it right there and make my cut where I need it. Now that's the template method of cutting your carpet. If you're recarpeting and you have old carpet that comes off in one piece, it's easy. You just set the old carpet on top of the new carpet and cut it exactly. If you have just a piece of wood that you're going to recover, you don't have another piece of carpet, or if you're just building a boat, building a deck for your boat, you want to cut your piece out, set it on the carpet, and then allow yourself 3 inches all around. That way you can flip the carpet over the edge and staple it on the bottom end. So that's the next step, doing the decks. We'll check in. Okay, here's a portion where we're using the adhesive. Make sure you use adhesive that's made specifically for outdoor carpet or marine use. Also want to use a trowel. Here's the trowel I'm using. It's 1/8 by 1/8 by 1/8, which is what's recommended by the manufacturer. Make sure you get good coverage on every single piece of wood or aluminum that's getting carpet on it. Make sure you get even coverage all around. And basically that's it. You're putting this adhesive all over this surface. You want these lines of coverage all over the surface, and as you can see, the adhesive is pretty sticky stuff. So good luck with that. Okay, after you've applied your adhesive, make sure your carpet is lined up on the adhesive, but that's not the last step. You're going to have to use some sort of a rolling pin or a pipe or something, and roll it or rub it to make sure you have complete coverage all over, and the adhesive is contacting evenly throughout the surface of the carpet. Okay, on deck pieces, once you get the adhesive on the main portion, you're going to have to roll the flap over, and as you can see, I put some more adhesive on this side. And then I roll and tuck, starting at the center. Working my way out towards the edges. Okay, we're done for today, and let's check the progress. We've carpeted both of the decks. That's the back deck, that's the front deck, and in here we've applied carpet to the hull, to the bottom portion of the boat. We still got some work to do, but this part turned out real well. The final thing we installed is the front stap carpet. Had to cut a template. You see the template here. That's what we used to make sure we got the right pattern for it. So moved along pretty good today with the carpeting. Hopefully in the next, we might be able to get it done in 1, possibly 2 more days. There is a lot of hardware we have to put on still, and we got a little bit more carpeting. Installation of the seats, installation of the trolling motor, the fish finder, and a couple other things. So let's see how we progress on the next day. All right, stay tuned.